We begin tonight with the political and real-world fallout from the historic removal of the Speaker of the House. The unprecedented vote to vacate the chair leaves the House of Representatives in a state of chaos and at a standstill. Interim Speaker Patrick McHenry of North Carolina, upset at the far-right faction of his own party, sent lawmakers home to cool off, with only about 6 weeks to prevent a government shutdown. Members will return to the Capitol on Tuesday with an expected vote for the next speaker taking place the following day. Two conservative hardliners have already thrown their hat into the ring, Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Until then, the People's House is closed for business. We have a lot of news to bring you tonight, and CBS's Scott MacFarlane will start us off tonight from Capitol Hill. Good evening, Scott.
Good evening, Nora. For a second day, half of the U.S. Congress is paralyzed and will remain so indefinitely, raising fears Congress is barreling again toward a painful government shutdown. Kevin McCarthy's name still hangs above the doorway, but the fight to replace him is on. Top Republicans Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan both officially announced their candidacies today.
I think I can.
But whether they have the votes to succeed and when the House will eventually reopen for business are both open questions.
Is there anything you can tell us about the schedule or what happens next?
The interim speaker, North Carolina's Patrick McHenry, had no answers on the days ahead. The only certainty among most Republicans today, their disdain for colleague Matt Gaetz, who led the charge to remove McCarthy.
I think it was deplorable. I think it was disgraceful. And he put his own petty personal grievances ahead of the country.
Gaetz today continued to attack his colleagues.
The nerve of these establishment Republicans to have to take a week to go have a good cry and then blame us for being the reason that we can't get the work done.
The leadership vacuum and overall paralysis in the House is raising new worries about crashing into the new November 17th deadline to fund the government and avert a government shutdown. The lights are off, the doors are locked indefinitely. What should folks make of that?
Yeah, they should be very concerned. I mean, the average American should be very concerned.
We need to change the poisonous atmosphere in Washington.
Also in danger, funding for Ukraine, which was left out of last weekend's deal to avert a shutdown. The Pentagon warning Congress this week that it's running out of money to replace weapons it sent to Ukraine. Any new speaker will have to contend with a growing number of House Republicans who think it's time to turn off the spigot. You think what happened yesterday sends a pretty troubling message to Ukraine?
It sends a troubling message around the world.
There's another controversy. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Democratic leader Steny Hoyer say they were evicted from their Capitol hideaway offices, a perk for senior members. One of Kevin McCarthy's allies says Republicans control the office space and that McCarthy now needs and is entitled to the space that's been used by Pelosi. Nora.
All right, Scott MacFarlane, thank you.